Since that time, they have dropped 2 straight. And as we come into game day 7, they'll be looking to rekindle what it was that was working before they slipped up for the first time when they played at Casa de Mont Zaragoza. It's maybe the break came at the right time for them. For Besiktas, well, this is a team that has not been really at the top of their game. So the good news is they can get better, but the bad news is they better start getting better now, or else it's going to be too late. Besiktas have won a couple of games in the Basketball Champions League, but they've also suffered some frustrating results, including on game day 2, a 74-73 defeat at home to Casa de Mont Zaragoza. So their last win in the Basketball Champions League was back on November 12th when they were here in the city where East meets West, and they beat Falco Bucano Sombote 74-59. But right before the break, they traveled to Lithuania and lost to Neptūnas Klaipėda 86-80. So what does that mean? Well, as you look at the standings for both of these teams, you've got Besiktas are in 6th place at 2-4, but that's just 1 game out of 4th place, which is occupied by Happy Casa Brindisi. JDA Dijon had been leading, but now they are 4-2 and in 2nd place. So you can see the referees are lining up for tonight's game. Tomas Jasavicius from Lithuania, in the middle. Martin Vulic and Andreas Sharapa from Croatia and Belarus, respectively. So we'll also get a look at the final warm-ups here. Had some satellite issues which prevented us from being here for the start, so apologies for that. But there you see David Holston warming up, and certainly one of the more explosive players in this competition, and really a player that, there he is. He may not be the tallest guy on the floor, but certainly one of the best and one of the most influential, and you would expect in those difficult moments for him to have the ball in his hands. So the starting 5 for Dijon will be Rachid Suleiman, Lamont Omer, Abdoulaye Loum, Alexandre Chassang, and Axel Julien. Both these teams are actually coming off wins in their respective domestic leagues. And Laurent Legnon there on the bench could not have asked for a better start than 4-0, but doesn't want to see all that great early work go to waste with a 3-game losing streak. They're already losers of 2 straight in the Basketball Champions League, so they want to snap out of that funk. And really more desperate, dire straits, really, for this Besiktas team, who, even though they're out by just a game of 4th place, which is where you need to be if you want to advance to the postseason, they've only got 2 wins. So they need to start turning things around. The fans getting ready, you can see, doing their warm-ups, getting ready to the warm-up chants. And we will see who Duško Ivanović is going to start here tonight as he gives his team their last pregame pep talk. Todrick Gotcher, Shaquille McKissick, Samet Gayic, Jordan Theodore, and Nemanja Jurisic will be in the starting 5 for Besiktas. So when those guys are at their best, that is a very, very potent lineup. The problem is they haven't been at their best, and often they've had slow starts. And if you have a slow start, you start to cause problems, some mountain to climb, trying to get back into basketball games. So both of these teams, you would think Dijon would be more capable of starting fast, but we shall see. Maybe we'll see something, a spark out of this Besiktas team today. They need a spark, really, to get their season into gear. So it's not how you start necessarily in these basketball Champions League campaigns, but it's how you finish. And but you can't start so badly that you don't give yourself a chance to get into that playoff zone of the top 4 teams. So it's good to be back. We had that week off. This is game day 7. Let me encourage you, if you don't already, I'm sure that this man does. If you don't have it, Duško Vajnović, if you don't have it, get that Basketball Champions League app into your smartphone. And also make sure you go to the championsleague.basketball website to get all the latest news and information, stats. And please click on all the Basketball Champions League social media sites and enjoy the show. They have a lot of fun, those crazy guys in that social media department. I'm sure that you would appreciate everything that they do, and whether it's Twitter, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, you name it, they've got it. So Axel Julien there coming out, the France international. And Gaik as well, who has usually come off the bench during his time, but he is out there rocking and rolling tonight in that starting 5. Well, hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to the city where East meets West. We are in Istanbul, and this is the Basketball Champions League game day 7, and we are starting things off. And it's Besiktas who get out to the early lead with a three-pointer from Todrick Gotcher, and not a player that you want to leave open. So that was a little bit of a mental mistake by Dijon here at the start of the game, because that's his reputation. Gotcher. Now the turnover, and exploding down the court, and another one is Nemanja Đurišić. So getting out to a fast start is Besiktas. I would have anticipated Dijon being the team to start fast, but Besiktas have the wind in their sails already, and that long pass over there to Suleiman was knocked out of bounds by Shaquille McKissick. So Julian runs right into a double team, and it leads to another easy one, and this time it's Samet Gaik. And how long will it be before Laurent Legnon calls a timeout? Because his team is already in a 7-0 hole. Oh, and that was not a pretty attempt to get on the board. Theodore, the MVP of the Basketball Champions League in year 1 with Bandirma. And finally a miss, and that turns it over. That was Loom who missed the previous time down for Dijon. Now launching it from deep. Looked a little bit better, but nevertheless still off for Lamont Omer. Gotcher in the Đurišić, and passes it back. Jordan Theodore looks for space. Now he's just going to launch it from way downtown. And Abdoulaye Loom grabs the rebound. And again, sloppy pass from Julian with those Besiktas hands getting on the basketball. So good steal for Gotcher. Gotcher started well tonight. McKissick catches, and now Gaik has it, puts up a difficult shot, and it goes in. Can you believe it? Well, it looked like they were breaking down there on offense, but they end up getting a basket, and now it's a 9-0 lead. For those points coming for Gaik. So Julien takes a bump by Gaik late in the shot clock. So not a good play there by Samet Gaik. Julien's going to come out. Abdoulaye Loum, Suleiman I think as well. Ulmer's going to stay in. So we're going to see Jeremy Leloup check into the game. And still got Chasong, David Holston, who's come in. And finally, Lamont Ulmer buries the three-pointer. Rashid Suleiman still in the game. Here's Gaik again, gets inside, kind of hung in the air. Gets some contact. Leloup hands it off. Alexandre Chasson in the paint, has to pass it back out. See those long arms of Gaik looking to intercept or bat those passes. Oh, and they're going to come up with a decent shot after all of that, making the extra pass. That's what it's all about. It wasn't pretty, but it was effective. Alexandre Chasson, 2 points for him, and now it's back to a 4-point deficit. Shaquille McKissick sizes up his options. It's a long miss, and now coming back. 3-point attempt. Gaik with the rebound. That was Jurisic who had missed the last three. Here he is running into traffic and turning it over. Holston into the corner to Suleiman. Holston with the rebound. Quick pass inside to Chasong, and anticipating a swat attempt. Perhaps rushed his shot a little too much. Now this pass intercepted by Ulmer. Crosses midcourt. Leloup. And they pull it back out. And Besiktas, who again led 9-0, now seeing that big lead erode. Theodore passes up ahead to McKissick. McKissick, oh, what a spin move. Oh, then he goes in, gets a little bit of hang time and draws the foul. Well, that was some real athleticism there by McKissick. He had that spin, which Rashid Suleiman did not anticipate, and he ended up getting inside. Now Alexandre Chasson is going to come out. That was his foul. He does not look happy to be out of the basketball game. That was his first foul. And McKissick makes his first free throw. Well, game day 7. And this Besiktas team in the lower echelons of this Group D, needing desperately to win. Trying to get their 3rd win of the campaign. Holston. Julien. Bounce pass back, and the finish is there. So good finish from Richard Solomon. And Gotcher with the foul. Solomon completes the 3-point play. Umar Otkul has just checked into the game. The backup point guard, he's bringing it up the floor rather. Savas also in the game, the veteran center, number 21. Gildesley. Now Omer, did he get off in time? Yes, he did. Boy, that's taking it to the very end of the shot clock. Pass over to Holston, wide open. Now Theodore in the open floor, where he likes to be, but pulls it back out. Intercepted by Julien. A sloppy play there by Theodore. And now Leloup drives in, and I think the tap was by Omer. Well, it took Dijon a while to wake up, but they have finally awoken. And they trail by just 3 points. Gildesley, he was a long way out, decides to bring it in. Thought he might attempt a finger roll, was able to get the basketball back, however. Look at him. Okay, now this is the foul called, not the replay. I thought we were going to see the drive by Gildesley. McKissick in spin mode again. They pass it around. Theodore open, knocks it in. Jordan Theodore. First 3 points. And now a foul on Omer Ol. Oh no, it's going to be. Yeah, it is. What I thought it was. Anyway, they're going to inbound the ball. 2 minutes and 7 seconds remaining here in this opening quarter. Good defense. Taken away is Theodore, and he takes the foul, and he goes all the way up and scores. And suddenly, it's a burst of Jordan Theodore. Axel Julien with the foul. Wait. This Dijon team can't get out of their own way right tonight. They've played well in spurts, but then mistakes lead to points. Theodore only too happy to oblige. And he makes that free throw. I don't think his coach is going to take him out of the game because he's got the hot hand. Abdoulaye Loum back into the contest. Solomon also back in with Leloup, Julien, and Holston. Julien, just a nice layup. Nobody stepped in front of him. And Theodore is down. It's going to be helped up. A bit of a niggle, a knee niggle. What's this? And it just went down. It just landed. He planted it awkwardly, so hopefully he's going to be okay. Five and 7 for the floor for Besiktas, 4-7 for Dijon. Savas puts it up, and Solomon gets the ball. Now they pass it up ahead to Abdoulaye Loum. Back outside it goes to Holston for the three. Well, Abdoulaye Loum did a good job. He was kind of falling down when he made that pass. And just like we've seen so many times this season with Holston, he can hit the three-point shot. So timeout on the court called by Besiktas.
Box 5. Okay. Pass. Take the ball.
Each team with two makes change.
They play trap quickly or pass outside. If not, play pick and roll.
We've not seen Ismet Akpinar tonight. The Germany international in this Besiktas team. Chavas getting good minutes tonight. Omar All tries to get away from David Holston. Brings it up the floor. And good reach and steal by Solomon, and one of their better players, Dijon, tonight. Holston shaking and baking. Oh, look at him explode. Passes it back outside to Solomon. And he bricked that one. All over to McKissick. You saw a flash of McKissick, but Dijon have held him in check for the most part. Will this be a move for him? He's going up against Leloup, and the foul's been, is a foul or a kick? Leloup, known for his defense. Yeah, that was a kick. They'll have 14 on the shot clock. And Chavas comes out. 35.8 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. Samet Gayek back into the game. And also Jordan Theodore has shaken off his knee problem. Comes back in for Omer Al. So good work by Omer Al. Jordan Theodore. And now back to Dijon, who, again, having trailed by 9 points, now they can get it to within 2, maybe even 1. They can hold it for the last shot. Nice shifty move. Oh, it's going to be alley-oop pass, and the dog by Abdoulaye Loum. Well, I thought they were going too early, but when you can get that, why not take it? And that's how it finishes. The opening quarter finishes with a flourish for Dijon. An alley-oop jam from Abdoulaye Loum. And didn't have enough time to get that one down there, but great finish for Dijon. They were down by 9 points, and now it's 19-17. So 19-17, you see the 2 threes for each team 5 of 8 inside the arc. Besiktas with those 3 made free throws. That's the difference in the game, really. Dijon just 1 of 1. Well, what an interesting game we've had so far. Besiktas started fast, but weren't able to step on the accelerator. And this explosive Dijon team started to get into the flow of the game about 3 minutes into it. And really, with Holston, good things continue to happen for this team. That was a great play by Abdoulaye Loum out to Holston, who hit the three-pointer. But without a question, the play of the first quarter was this one. The alley-oop, Holston to Abdoulaye Loum. We've seen it so many times this season. And even when you know it's likely going to be attempted, it's sometimes hard to stop. And that was a good finish. That's a play they work on a lot. Second quarter underway. Leloup still in there. Solomon, quick pass down to Abdoulaye Loum. He goes up for another dunk. He doesn't make it, but he is fouled. And boy, he didn't just get fouled. He got whacked by Jurisic. So it proves to be a good foul as Abdoulaye Loum misses the first. And both free throws missed by Abdoulaye Loum, so a missed opportunity for Dijon. Okay, hands it off to McKissick. Now they get it outside over to Gotcher. Holston. Now Julien. Picks up his dribble. Gets it inside to Solomon. Nice spin. Oh, he made it look so easy. Well, he just left Gotcher for dead there. He had a mismatch, but you have to say the footwork by Solomon was right out of the top drawer that time. That was terrific. Solomon's been excellent tonight. Pass down low, and Gotcher is fouled this time by Solomon, so Gotcher wins that battle. Akpinar finally going to come into the game. Always strange to see a great three-point shooter go to the line and miss a free throw like Gotcher just did, but it happens. And now he comes out, and Ismet Akpinar comes in. Holston still pulling the strings. Here he is, gets it down low and try to get a quick shot up to avoid a block. Ended up taking a bad shot. Well, maybe he didn't take a bad shot. He took a shot badly. McKissick, relatively quiet tonight. Good defense by Abdoulaye Loum, coming up with a steal. Hands it off to David Holston. Back outside to Leloup. And Leloup, boy, that's a good spot on the court for this Dijon team. And now they've taken the lead, 22-20. The go-ahead three-pointer from Jeremy Leloup. This time Ismet Akpinar does a little bit of wheeling and dealing, and he gets fouled by Axel Julien, who's going to come out. Well, you got 3 guards out there with Akpinar. Hits a three-pointer. Well, he wants to stay out there, so he knows he's got to contribute, and he does. You got Omar Ol, Theodore, and Akpinar, so a little bit of small ball here for Besiktas. Oh, but they still can't stop Holston. Nevertheless, Jeremy Leloup this time unsuccessful. And good pressure by Dijon for make sure that they force a turnover and they get it back. Holston, look at him. Suleiman. Now Jeremy Leloup gets bumped again by Gayak. That's where he commits a lot of his fouls, out on the perimeter. And this time the ball turned over. Suleiman doesn't seem to be in the flow yet. There's Gayak goes back out and Yildiz comes back in. Abdoulaye Loum checks out and Chasson comes back in. He was huffing and puffing when he walked out of the game, when he was pulled out of the game in the first quarter. Not sure what the situation was there, but he's back in. Yildiz, beautiful pump fake. Oh, but then missed the shot. I think it was Solomon that recovered to get a hand on it. Theodore, it's go time. Shot clock winding down, and he scores. Well, this has been the best that I've seen Jordan Theodore play in a while. He's looked like his old self tonight. Omar Uku all called for the block. Well, certainly Dusko Ivanovic did not believe that was a block. So apologies, folks, for the picture, but we've got a timeout now as Dijon try to set the stage here for the remainder of this second quarter.
Sometimes it's flat, and sometimes it's like West Ham, completely here. If you watch that, I need the winning chance, come to the ball. Okay, you fight, you dive, okay? And now winning with opening here. Don't forget the shot call on that. Stick on the side here. Okay?
Just one made free throw for Dijon, 4 of 5 for Besiktas.
Okay, là.
And meanwhile, both teams have 9 field goals.
Derrière, passe devant, faut bien attaquer. Okay, guys? Close the paint, be careful.
Alexandre Chasson still looks a little
Okay, you just one side. Okay, one
irked
side,
about something over there.
follow.
Well, intensity is high, especially when you know as a coach and also the players about the stakes in these games. You know, we're getting close to the midway point of the season, and you need to be winning as many times as you can if you want to get to that postseason in this Basketball Champions League. And more than anything, you'd like to lock up a spot before the last week, but so often we see teams, so many teams still in the hunt going into that last season. It's one reason why the Basketball Champions League has been so much fun to follow. As Akpinar bumped. Now the drive, and Jurisic Not able to put the basketball in. Now back to Holston. Now quick pass down low. Solomon. And he was fouled by Yildisley. Beautiful quick pass by Chasson. Alexandre Chasson to Solomon. Now Solomon at the charity stripe. Another missed free throw for Dijon. Well, they are having their struggles at the charity stripe. One for 4 on the night as a team. Solomon takes a deep breath, bends his knees, and makes the second. Six points for him. No look pass over to Yildisley, and again, didn't know if he was going to pass or shoot. Ended up turning it over, and Chasson does a great job of getting it to Holston, who then hands it off to Rashid Suleiman. And we have tied it up again at 25. Jordan Theodore puts it up. It's good. Well, it is A-grade Jordan Theodore tonight, folks. He is back to his best in points on the night. Perfect inside the arc, and he's also got a three-pointer. Chasson. And is that a good job rebounding from Solomon? Or are they going to call a foul? Yeah, they're going to call a foul on Solomon. Pushing off. I guess they're saying he led with his left forearm. Pushed off. Theodore to his left, passes back outside to Yildisley. Oh, great move. Boy, they're attacking the basket, and they are getting some good rewards for that. 29-25. Holston decides it's time to take matters into his own hands. Scores on the drive. Sixes again, looking down low. Can they get it? No, they're going to go with Akpinar. Oh, but he's found his range tonight. That is his side of the court. And takes it back up to a 5-point lead. 6 points. A perfect 2 of 2 from long range. And now the bump sends Holston down to the hardwood. Well, Yildisley just kind of stuck his right knee in there and caught Holston. Omar Ukul goes back out of the game. It's been a great game so far, really. Both teams kind of going back and forth. Abdullah Loom comes back in, and David Holston. Well, what's David Holston done tonight? 6 points, 5 assists. He's doing his part, coming off the bench as usual, and makes another one. 7 points for him. Simon Gayek back into the contest. So Gayek comes in for Yildisley, and remember Gayek has got a couple of fouls. And knowing how he plays, I would not be surprised if he picked up a third before the break. Here he is. No, he travels. No, there was a foul, a bump. So free throws for Samet Gayic. I guess they're just going to go. They're going to call a hand check. Oh, they called that on Chasong. So Chasong now with 2 fouls. But the missed free throws represent missed opportunities. And free throw percentage now equal, 4-7 for both teams. Holston. Chasong hasn't been quite himself tonight. Yildisley rebounds and runs, but then has it taken away. Big pass over to Holston. What a bounce pass! Oh, and Abdullah missed the dunk, or missed the layup. Boy, talk about missed opportunities. I'm crying. I thought we were going to be having a top 5 play of the week. Because that would have been, that was a splendid pass. Look at this. Oh, no, that was hustling back. Well, Dijon broke. Holston had it, and then just kind of with his right hand put the ball, threw it behind him to Abdullah Loom, who just couldn't quite get the launch that he needed. And he fell down. And now Ulmer steps out of bounds. So that gives it back to Besiktas. Theodore into McKissick. Now McKissick probing. It's unusual not to see him really create or score. He really hasn't done that tonight, but Jordan Theodore certainly has. 13 points for Mr. Theodore. I think it's fair to say this is vintage Jordan Theodore tonight. Now the quick pass, and it's batted away by McKissick. Now he gets it on the open floor. Oh, and he does a great job of drawing the foul and putting it up off the glass and in. And this burst of points here at the late, look at that. Late in the first half is putting Besiktas back into a strong position. Dijon called timeout. Let's go down to the coach and see what he has to say.
Good intention. Every time you make bullshit here, it's fast work for them. Please. Score is this thing and no turnover.
We're good. Let's just finish this half. Finish this half strong.
Defense. Jeremy, McKissick, you stay on flat tire. Except with Lamont, see Dave. McKissick, flat tire. Chas, flat tire, not edge. Cover, mais flat tire. Hey, on speaking there, Dave, it's good with this. They close here. Okay, next. Jeremy, play 4.
Well, they're a little bit irritable tonight, Dijon, and certainly after that sequence of plays, you can understand why. I mean, they've been right there. They had actually taken the lead earlier in the half. They were right there, and all of a sudden, they're trailing by 8 points, and Shaquille McKissick is at the free throw line. Akpinar has been a real spark from the bench, hitting both of his three-point attempts. McKissick off target. So Besiktas not fully capitalizing on that trip down the floor. And the free throw is starting to become an issue for them. Oh, nice pass. Just like the coach said, the pass is always there. And this time it's Alexandre Chasong who scores and gets a trip to the line. Look at that. And John Gondor with the foul, who's come in, and now it's Dusko Ivanovic who decides to call a timeout.
Yesterday we in practice we make this. They play. We can always five goals here. Here is shooter guy. You go inside, you must go with 9. This guy here alone. Aggressive, you understand? Number 9, number 5, pivot, 0. We play yellow, track, deny, long pass, we run. Better ball pass on yellow, better ball. Okay, we understand guys. Maybe play this, deny, long pass after we run.
Well, there's something about Dijon. The last time that Theodore played where he didn't do well, he only had 5 points against them back in January when he was playing for Ike. That was last season. But tonight has been a different story for him. He has been terrific. Got 13 points. And now Alexandre Chassong is at the line. Really hard to get a feel for the way this game is going to go tonight. Both of these teams have some opportunities. Then all of a sudden, 1 or 2 bad plays allows the other team to get out and run. Chassong takes his time and makes it and cuts it back to a 5-point deficit. And the free throw woes for both teams has cost them. Here's McKissick. Now Theodore. Akpinar had already left his feet, took a difficult shot. Coming up on the 1-minute mark in the first half. Suleiman over to Song, and now coming in from the right. And it is a dunk from Ulmer, rather coming in from the left, and it was the two-handed variety. Seven points for Ulmer. Theodore goes off the hands of Gaik. Well, I mean, it was a strong pass, but certainly one that Samet Gaik should have caught. Gotcher's going to come back into the contest. So it was indeed called a turnover on Samet Gaik. And coming in from the left again and drawing the foul from Gaik. And what did I tell you? He's going to pick up his 3rd foul before halftime, and sure enough he has. But at that time it was going for the block. And that's where, when you commit the fouls that he commits early, that if he looks back at it and says, did I really need to foul that far away from the basket? Now he's gotten himself into foul trouble. Ulmer makes the first. And Ulmer makes the second as well. So the percentage going up at the stripe, charity stripe. Now 70% as a team. And Chassong with those 2 fouls gets to sit down here for the remainder of the first half for Dijon. Jeremy Leloup back in. Now it's Holston as well back in, guarding Theodore. Theodore turns it over. Ulmer. And then it goes, and the dunk right at the end by Suleiman. What a turn of events. Well, as well as Theodore has played in this first half, he really made a bad play there, turning it over and triggering a break. And they were able to score right before the buzzer. That's about a 4-point swing right at the end there. JDA Dijon lead it 38-37 over Besiktas. Nine of 15 inside the arc for Besiktas, 5 of 10 from three-point range, just 3 threes for JDA Dijon, but 11 of 17 inside the arc. And also look at their free throws. Now they're at 70%, 7 of 10, so that's 3 more points for them at the line compared to Besiktas. The rebounding is even. Dijon, well, offensively, they appear to be sharing the ball a little bit better with those 13 assists and also more steals. And in terms of the scoring, it's Theodore's 13 with a game high. Ismet Akpinar coming off the bench for 6, and Gatra has 4 for Besiktas. Omer with 9, Holston 7, and Solomon with 6 for Dijon. So at halftime, it's 38-37. JDA Dijon on top of Besiktas here in Group D. And we'll be right back before the start of the second half.
TJ Klein looks for another backdoor to Foster. Oh, baby! You gotta be kidding me! What a play by Marcus Foster! What a pass by TJ Klein! Oh, my Lord!
Young over to Rachel. And Vasturia picks it up, hands it off, and great play from Vasturia. And hands it off to Murphy, who not only scores, but is fouled on the play.
That is. Drives in, gets to Zima, and Silla just with one of the blocks of the night. Well, that was big time. Kissick with the one-handed running slam. It was that crossover movement that lost Aldekis, and he explodes to the basket. He's up to 22 points, another 20-plus point game for him.
Broughton has it on the ball reversal. You don't stop him. Oh! Get out of that highlight picture. Tony all down the middle. As we said, if you don't stop him, and he just threw it hard.
Oh, what a play, the alley-oop to Brown. That was one of the plays of the game right there.
Tenerife need to execute. And now Hurtas kicks it back out. Wide open three is good for Lundberg yet again. Nothing but net. And he loves it. Tenerife love it. Heartbreak for Vefriga.
Yellowbacks now a chance for Gaziantep if they rush. Boy, that was almost a foul on Komalov. Robert goes up for the dunk out of nothing. Goodness gracious. Yagala close inside with the big thunder jam. And Yagala takes no prisoners with that play over the top of two Besiktas defenders. Jim Olasoy gets it to Crawford. Over to Saunders. He puts it up. He had a lot of time left. Oh, he hit the three! Can you believe it? Unbelievable! There will be no overtime. 3-point shot by Sanders.
13 points for Jordan Theodore, and Besiktas not able to ride that into a first half lead. They gave away a late turnover and bucket. In fact, the turnover was because of Theodore tried to penetrate, and I think he was looking to dish, although he could have also shot it, but he ended up turning it over. And Besiktas ended up giving away a late layup to Suleiman, who's been pretty quiet in that first half. And it's JDA Dijon, who are 4-2 this season with a 1-point lead. And if they could get a road win, obviously that would really boost their postseason chances. And for Besiktas, they have certainly had a frustrating season. They could easily be 3-3 were it not for a 1-point loss earlier this season on game day 2, and that was at home to Besiktas Zaragoza. And they also had the tough loss the following week at Telecom Baskets Bonn, 86-82. So they could easily be 4-2. But they also had that 6-point loss last week, or rather the last game day at Neptunus Klaipeda. For JDA Dijon, I'll tell you what, you must have a pretty decent team if you could start as slowly as they did, get into that 9-0 hole, and come back. And you really do wonder with this team if they can just concentrate and execute. You can see Suleiman talking about it. You know, communicate on defense, and you know they've got a great chance to do something this season in this competition. They've got the guards, they've got the athletes, and they've got some shooting. They've got nice balance in that team. Maybe one of the keys for this Besiktas team will be to not only get the contributions, continue getting those from Jordan Theodore to get it, but to get Shaquille McKissick going, because he has patiently waited for the game to come to him, and it just really has not. He's only got 4 points and a couple of assists. He's made his only shot that he took from the floor, and that was a drive, and he had a 3-point play. So second half underway here. Theodore has it. Shavas starts for Besiktas, as well as McKissick, who has the basketball. Yildiz, who comes over to get the basketball now. And Ismet Akpinar still in the game. But he needs a little bit of space if he's going to launch one. Here's McKissick. Well, launches it from deep, and that was short. Even though they have more three-pointers than Dijon, Besiktas, they seem to be more dangerous when they are attacking the basket. Now the pass to Chesong, and now the pass knocked out of bounds by Theodore. So it looks like defensively, Besiktas may have figured a couple things out here against Dijon. Five on the shot clock. Suleiman. Well, Abdoulaye Loom open, and he hits a three. So it's not just about slamming and jamming for Abdoulaye Loom, but he's also got that soft three-point touch. That was great execution, getting it right off before the shot clock. McKissick hangs in the air, puts up a difficult shot in the end. Now Holston explodes up the court. Back to Ulmer. Count it! And just like that, I said they'd figured something out on defense, but Ulmer was wide open. And suddenly JDA Dijon with their biggest lead of the game, 7 points. Ulmer has certainly contributed to the scoring tonight, and on the season he has been a threat from three-point range. Talking about his numbers. In fact, it's not as good as I was thinking. Only 4 of 18 from three-point range coming into this game. So he's doing much better in that regard tonight. where he's 2 of 4 from three-point range. See the turnover game, 10-8. 10 turnovers for Besiktas. And now Shaquille McKissick trying to lobby for some fouls to be called on Dijon. Well, those opening salvos of the second half, so important. And the momentum right now right with Dijon. Fortunately for Besiktas, the ball went off of Dijon. Here's McKissick. Remember when they went to the bench, Dijon, they were fuming. They were down by 8 points. And here they are leading by 7, so that's a 15-point swing. Yildiz much better. Drives, gets the foul. And that was, look how late that was in the shot clock. Just 1 second left on the shot clock when he makes this. Well, I think actually they were just right around 2. That's where they've been effective, Besiktas. When they put it on the deck. And this man particularly has been tough driving to the basket, Yildiz. And he's not the most celebrated of players, Burak Yildiz, for this Besiktas team, but he has had some success this season. He had 14 points against Falco Sombote. And the alley-oop, nope. Ulmer catches it, comes down with it, goes back up again. Well, ended up being the right decision. To a 6-point advantage. And McKissick just really, you could see, out of his game right now. Dijon doing a great job of harassing him. Holston just did get it across midcourt in time. Pass to Loom. And now Loom, oh. Golden opportunity there, he missed it. Gayic with those 3 fouls. Now Theodore has the ball knocked away. Up ahead it goes to Ulmer. He's not going to miss this time. He flies in and dunks it with 2 hands. Game starting to have a very dangerous look if you are a fan of Besiktas, because Dijon, when they start running, this is their type of game. Akpinar, boy, how clutch has he been? His 3rd three-pointer of the night. Ismet Akpinar showing some responsibility. Made all 3 of his three-pointers tonight, Ismet Akpinar. And another long jump shot. And this one from Holston. That was a 2. It's a 7-point lead. Akpinar did go 4 of 7 from three-point range earlier this season against Bonn. So he's threatening that mark. Here he is with a little drive. And he suffers his first miss. This time a foul called as McKissick reaches in, continues his frustrating night. Gotcher comes back in for McKissick. And Jeremy Leloup is back into the contest for Dijon. Holston, wow. Money in the bank. 3-pointer for him, and his numbers starting to go up and away. 12 points for David Holston. Shot clock about to expire. Yildisley gets it into the paint and then it's taken away by Leloup. And now the foul called on Akpinar. So a couple of times down the floor for Besiktas where they have not looked good offensively. In fact, they haven't looked good offensively in this entire third quarter. Holston, oh, I thought he was going to shoot it. Decided to pass it to Leloup. Ulmer, and look at that, the extra pass, and it leads to the Chesong layup. They have been so good about making the extra pass tonight, Dijon, and their lead has ballooned to 12 points. Gotcha. Oh, that was important. They needed something from somebody. Three-pointer gets it back to 9 points, the deficit. Holston. The loop into the corner to Ulmer. Again, Suleiman. Shot clock down to 1. He's got to launch it. He does. Big, quick outlet pass to Gotcher. And now Akpinar misses from three-point range for the first time tonight. Dijon outscoring Besiktas 17-9 in this third quarter. Bounce pass to Chesong and another layup. And boy, Lagnon was right. They're spreading it out. They're making the extra pass. Besiktas trying to get back and cover and just a little too slow. Now the reach and the steal, and Ulmer is going to go in for the two-handed jam. And Dijon right now threatening to take a vice-like grip on this contest. They have gone on top by 13 points. Ivanovic has called timeout on the Besiktas bench. Lamont Ulmer now 16 points, leads all scorers. Six threes now for Dijon. Most of that is either Ulmer or it's either Ulmer or David Holston. But desperate times, they need to start getting some stops and start the basket. They got to try something different. Ulmer came into this game averaging 6.3 points per game. And right now he's got a season high 18 points. Gotcha. In and out, Gig for the rebound, decides to not put it straight back up. Now Theodore. Hands it off to Jurisic, and he went up and met a wall of defenders led by Solomon. Ulmer also blocking him from behind. Axel Julian comes back into the game for Suleiman. Well, these are dire straits for Besiktas. It's just 2 wins on the season and losing to a 4-win Dijon team who look to be getting back to their best. Having lost 2 straight in the Basketball Champions League, Dijon turning things around tonight. Although it didn't start well for them, they have certainly shifted into a higher gear. That was a foul called on Theodore. And now the drive and the basket is good by Jeremy Leloup. Shot clock about to expire. They've got to launch it. Yildiz puts it up at the line. Oh, he's fouled at the stripe right at the end of the shot clock. He did a good job of making sure he got some contact there with Alexandre Chasson. Look at this. He steps in, then kind of sticks his rear end out, kind of hangs, and the foul is called. Facing their biggest deficit of the game, 15 points. Yildiz makes the first. And does just get it to fall. Looked like Solomon was about to knock that second attempt off the rim. So back to a 13-point deficit. And now Theodore called for a reach. Nope, that was, excuse me, that was on Jurisic, that foul. Theodore was pleading for a travel, but Chasson goes to the line and makes the first. So back to a 15-point lead. Theodore has yet to score in the second half. And Gotcha makes a shot, but an offensive foul has been called on Besiktas. So that's going to wipe that basket away. Shaquille McKissick. Yeah, they called the foul. McKissick fouling Jeremy Leloup. Suleiman over to Chasson. He's open. Now McKissick, for the first time, gets the ball in the open floor and draws the foul. And that's the type of play. Chasson, I know he's got a good shot. He's got a soft touch, but maybe took that three-pointer too early, and it leads to a break and an opportunity. You know, it's talking about at least a 4 or 5 point swing potentially. But it's been a rough night for McKissick, who misses the first attempt. Eleven and a half minutes remaining in the game, and JDA Dijon on top by 14 points. Oh, nice idea, but the pass too hard, goes off the hands of Solomon into the hands of Yildiz. Theodore doesn't hesitate. He uncorks a three-pointer, his first three here in this third quarter. And just like that, the deficit trend back to 11 points, and Laurent Legnon quite rightly calls timeout. Let's go down to the bench.
Sérieusement, staggered. On stagger, 4 on 5, follow, show up the last stagger for no curve. Okay, guys? go.
Hey, don't let him get back in. Finish this quarter strong.
Okay?
Hey, good shot, down
Next
there.
play. Next. You call. Arm down. Chasse. Good screen. Be careful. Il fait une chasse. Release. Reach. You are here. After here. Short roll. Reach. Chasse. Release. Oh, pass here, Axel. Oh, release. And you dive after.
19-18, Dijon with a slender advantage, rebounding.
JDA Dijon.
Well, little opportunity here you feel for Besiktas, but again, taking their time, and he goes up for the dog, Solomon. Wow. Oh, patience, my friend, pays dividends. Just like that. And ball intercepted. So the final 30 seconds here, and just like that, Dijon coming out of the timeout. Get the dunk, and now they have possession. Quick pass, and the shot, a difficult one. Now McKissick, as Besiktas try to hold on for one. Had a foul to burn, so Julien picks it up. Fighting through the pick that was being set, or the screen, by Jurisic. Final seconds ticking off the clock here in the third quarter, and McKissick tried to get a foul called that might get him a few free throws. So that's how the third quarter finishes. It's all JDA Dijon right now, 65-52. Almost double the amount of shots inside the arc have been made by Dijon. Fourth quarter underway. Dijon looking to land a knockout punch. Can they do it? Holston. Back to Abdoulaye Loom. Man, he is just sweet from deep. He looks even more dangerous outside than he does inside. Gotcha. Forces one up, and Besiktas do not look like they are in a good place right now. Okay, we've had some great games in the Basketball Champions League this season. We've had some close games. These teams have been in some close games, but right now, Besiktas are being run out of their own gym, and now a foul has been called. Are they going to call it unsportsmanlike on Holston? I don't think so. He was diving, reaching out for the ball. But they will review it to see if it was. I would put my money on no, they would not call it. But I have been wrong before. Here he is again. Look at Holston. No, surely not. And there you go. I have been wrong before, and I'm wrong again. Unsportsmanlike. So it's going to be 2 shots and possession. That reminds me, there's a nice segment that the guys do over at the Basketball Champions League, where they put on their website a section called Tough Calls, and a referee goes through some of the calls that were made and explains them. We never know which ones they'll do, though. And the drive from Jordan Theodore, nope, and turns it over to Axel Julien. Holston again, goodness me, you might be able to put this one in the book already. Dijon are flying up 18 points and looking very tough. Holston now with 15 points. Surely he's got to be in the MVP consideration. McKissick. And that was definitely a push on Gayak. That is number 4, Samet Gayak. So just double checking on the numbers of our friend, Mr. Holston, on the season. Abdullah Loom. Here's Holston again. Decides to pass to Loom, who goes up and scores. Give the assist to Mr. Holston. And the more I watch Abdullah Loom, the more I like him. I mean, he's making some plays. He's got some versatility. And with 8 minutes and 5 seconds to go, it is a 20-point advantage. And it's not often that you see Duško Ivanović sit down. And he is sitting down at the end of that bench. The wheels are in motion in his head. What can they do differently? 10 points for Loom. Holston averaging 13.7 points per game, so he's above that. He's their highest efficiency per game player, 17.2 average. Now the turnover. Abdullah Loom for the dunk. And they were just turning this game on its head. I mean, JDA Dijon are like, we're going close to the Bosphorus tonight, and we're going to have a party. Because look at this. No look. And Abdullah Loom is just playing terrific basketball. Great hustle by the big man. Ivanovic with a desperate timeout.
Pass, David plays. Clean cut, looking for pass here. If not, we have option here. David jump. Don't dribble. David. You're good.
So Holston came in averaging 13.7 points and 7.3 assists. And I'm going to tell you what he's got. David Holston right now, 15 points, 9 assists, plus 22 efficiency. Look at Theodore launching it from deep. And Theodore's, has actually played decent tonight. 19 points. Alley-oop! Well, welcome back to Lob City, folks. That's what this is turning out to be here for Dijon. Put a little bit of mustard on that one. Now McKissick flies in, misses. I think he thought about trying to dunk it. Holston, another alley-oop. Oh, that time it glanced off the rim. His pass was just off a little. Intended for Abdoulaye Loom. Look at that. Or was it Solomon? Excuse me. So David Holston closing in. No, he's got his double-double. Certainly in team of the week consideration, I would suggest. But then again, they've also had Solomon, who's been good tonight. They've had Abdoulaye Loom, who's been good. Lamont Ulmer with 18 points. He's plus 27. He's been good. 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Now the pass and another basket for Abdoulaye Loom. $14 points for the big fella. Yildisley from deep. Theodore comes up with the ball. They expends. And with 6:05 remaining, a foul has been called. You know it's a good trip when you are with 6 minutes left in the game and you've just committed a foul and you've got guys going up and smiling to each other because you know you have got a commanding lead. Look at that on the bench. Suleiman over there laughing away, not necessarily at Besiktas, but just out of joy. No pressure here at the end of the game. Gayak from downtown. And offensively, this Besiktas team just does not have many answers. Look at that! Ulmer with a reverse two-handed jam off the lob. Oh, goodness gracious. And here he goes in for a one-handed jam. And Akpinar misses from deep. It is just getting out of control here for Besiktas. Are we going to see any more aerial artistry? Yes, we are. Solomon gets in and draws the foul. Boy, that has to be the dunk of the game. It was the lob to Ulmer, who just went up. He was facing the passer and then just dunked it with both hands wasn't even looking at the basket. Well, as much as I've liked the play of Holston tonight, who's just racking up the assists and points, 15 and 13, it would seem almost cruel not to have Ulmer leading the team of the week conversation at plus 30. But you're talking about he's plus 30 efficiency. David Holston's plus 27. Who do you leave off? And the funny thing is they've both been spectacular tonight. We have seen this Dijon team, especially Holston and Ulmer, in all their glory tonight. And certainly one of the, I don't know what the record victory is for a French team winning in the Basketball Champions League, but this has to be close to that margin of victory. They are stomping Besiktas. In their history of the Basketball Champions League coming into this game, Besiktas had only won a couple of games out of their 6 games that they played against French opposition. So they don't have a good success rate. Hands up, forcing the turnover. Another chance. This time, Julian. Oh, he raced too far ahead and tried to lay it up. He was already under the basket. 29 points, the advantage. Samet Gayak gets the ball to go. 85-58 for Dijon with 3.5 minutes remaining. Julian misses. Ulmer grabs another rebound. 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists for Lamont Ulmer. Loom left open. Why not? Rattles in another 3. 17 points for now Abdoulaye Loom. And he's a perfect 3 of 3 from 3-point range. Gotcha. Short. Well, this game cannot end soon enough for Besiktas. They are getting blown out. I have never seen a Besiktas team in the Basketball Champions League lose this badly. Another alley-oop dunk for Abdoulaye Loom. Boy, they're just having fun. I think you might want to call this a little bit of French pastry. They are killing it. Probably not a bad idea as Loom comes out having scored 19 points. Now he's plus 21 on the game efficiency. Yildisley from the right corner hits a 3. But that is small consolation for what this Besiktas team has been enduring in this second half. Especially the fourth quarter when they've been outscored 25-6. Yildisley comes up with a steal and dunks it. Well, if Yildisley can average a couple of points every 10 seconds the rest of the way, Besiktas would have a chance. They've got it back to 27. Suleiman hands it off. Ulmer fouled by Samet Gayak, and he is out of the game. So that is number 5 for big Samet Gayak. Tough night at the office for him and his Besiktas team. This is a Besiktas team that looks like it doesn't know what hit them tonight. And they do have some talent. Jursic, they've got McKissick, Akpinar, those guys all on the bench right now. And they've got a coach who, you know, obviously Dusko Ivanovic certainly has been regarded at times as one of the top coaches in Europe. I'm not sure that label would apply right now. Another steal and basket by Ulmer. So he's got 23 points. Oh, ball almost got away. Suleiman. Solomon gets it, puts it back up and in. Thought he might try to give it back to Torres. Also Radnic in the game. Both those two guys looking for their first 2 points. Look at Suleiman, boy, he's been smiling away for this whole fourth quarter. It's probably been the easiest victory for him that he can remember in a long time. Well, Lamont Ulmer, remember, came in averaging just over 6 points per game. He has put up a big number tonight. Comes from New Haven, Connecticut. That's where he was born. Played for the Rhode Island Rams. College basketball. Back in the day, now 33 years of age. Alley-oop, nope. Suleiman was able to get it before he it's called for a turnover. Now Julian hits another three. Oh, excuse me, no, that's not. That is Radnic. So Radnic gets himself on the score sheet. Now it's up to Torres. Will he score? He's the only Dijon player not to have scored tonight. And they're not going to attempt it. So they're going to settle Dijon for a 98-65 blowout win over Besiktas. A game that really just went off the rails for the home team. It started actually at the end of the second quarter when they had a Jordan Theodo turnover that turned into a dunk, and the second half was all Dijon. They win it 98-65. Well, losses like this are tough to take for a team like Besiktas, but I don't know what you could say, really, if you're the coach or the players. Dijon 28 of 41 inside the arc, 10 of 21 from deep in the end. I mean, they just destroyed them. Ended up out-rebounding them as well, 33-23. Out-assisting them, more than twice as many assists, 32-14. It was ugly. It was ugly for Besiktas. Ulmer, Bloom, Solomon, 23-19 and 16 points respectively. My vote, I know, doesn't count, but I think I'd have to put Ulmer on that top on that team of the week if there's any space for him. We'll have to see how it winds up at the end of the game day. But certainly his dunk could end up being the play of the week. His two-handed dunk. Reverse. Here's some of the highlights. This was a Holston pass down low. Dijon will next week, they will be at Falco Vulcano Sombote in Hungary. And Besiktas, meanwhile, will remain here and take on PAOK from Greece. So that was one of the many dunks there, and that was Solomon throwing it down. And that was, I think that was the two-handed dunk that we saw reverse. Here it is. Watch this. Didn't look quite as good from that angle. It looks much better from that angle. And here was another one from Solomon. Again. So, just going over some of the totals. 54 points in the paint for Dijon, just 22 for Besiktas. 39 points from the bench for Dijon, just 25 for Besiktas. And as you watch the highlights, again for Dijon, 23 points for Lamont Ulmer, along with 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 7 steals, plus 36 efficiency. Out of all of those stats, I mean, really, if you think about it, he's not that far off of a triple-double when you consider his steals. Just 2 rebounds shy, 3 steals shy, and he also had 5 assists to go with his 23 points. That was, at least statistically, one of the great performances of the season so far. Chasong had 11 points, 15 for Holston, along with 13 assists. And Abdoulaye Loum, 19 points, 5 rebounds. I guess a wrap from Besiktas, because I've lost my picture here. Just getting ready for the... It just kind of disappeared. So, Elan Bernes, Paula Cortez, I'm doing that game against Texas Banderma. So, if you need to do anything sound check-wise, just let me know. I'll be here.